Aisha Hashim, traditional Putu Piring food stall owner. Putu Piring means dessert plate. This steamed rice cake filled with melted palm sugar or gula melaka and adorned with pandan leaf is a popular traditional Malay dessert. And it was once Mrs. Aisha's parents' dream. Mrs. Aisha Hashim is a fifth-generation stall owner, and her Haig Road Putu Piring has now 4 outlets. Her story of perseverance and cultures has been featured in the Singapore episode of Netflix New Foods documentary Street Food. She is about carrying on for the next generation on how to sustain Singapore food heritage and culture. It's a great honor to welcome you, Aisha. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing well now. Understand also that most of you are from overseas and international students here. Je m'appelle Aisha. Je parle français. Nah, sorry, I cannot speak French. So, since Singapore here is our first language is English, I'll just speak English all the way. And by the way, how do I know how to speak French? Because I am actually, I have a degree in pastry and baking. Therefore, a lot of chefs that taught me are actually French chefs. So therefore, I learned a bit of French, but I forget a lot already ever since I came back to Singapore. So yes, I actually was having my intern in the United States of America, and currently I am the director of Haig Road Putu Piring, one of the famous desserts in Singapore. And yes, I am actually the 5th generation running this unique dessert, which is actually going to be like a sunset in Singapore where not many people know. Therefore, I am actually glad to take over this business so that it won't be missing and it will still carry on for the future to know. And yes, I am featured in Netflix, and I guess that's why I am invited here also. And any one of you, maybe later after class, after this, when you're back home, you can watch me in Netflix, Street Food Asia, Singapore version. I will be inside there with my husband. Yeah, that's beside me, my husband. So we are also actually in the Michelin Guide Street Food Festival since 2019. We were invited to a lot of, not only us, many other hawker centers that have good food are also invited to this Michelin Guide Street Food Festival. And besides that, this is the latest feature that I was in C&A Luxury, had an interview in here, and explaining about my business, especially during this COVID-19. And these are other features that I am inside with the company. And during this Imagination Week, I'll bring you together as a business owner, because I understand that all of you are running, this is a business school that most of you will be, I hope, an entrepreneur very soon. So let us go through this. As an entrepreneur, I believe you have to be jack of all trades. You need to know every single thing, be it Be it the thing that you are selling, you need to be the marketer, you need to be the plumber, you need to be the finance person, or whatever it is, even the banker. You also have to be the HR. That's the fact if you become an entrepreneur. Be the jack of all trades. But I don't like to finish this sentence, which is actually the master of none. But because why I don't like to finish this sentence, because when you are an entrepreneur, being the jack of all trades, it's all the matter of time that you actually will master everything. So, how do you do that? Over here, inside the slide, I am actually giving to our latest scenario when you become an entrepreneur. What happens when COVID-19 strikes or anything? What do you have to be as an entrepreneur? You need to be resilient, of course. Be adaptable, open-minded, brave, proactive, and keep up with the trend. A lot of things will happen when you become an entrepreneur. A lot of many other issues will come over. So how do you deal with that? These are some of the solutions that I adapted during COVID-19. Because I understand during COVID-19, there's lockdowns, So the adaptation that my company actually did that time was doing the delivery platforms. So I participated in a lot of giant delivery companies so that at least my products keep on running. Don't stop. As an entrepreneur, you don't stop. There's no such thing as giving up. Especially me, because I know behind me, my team, I need to feed them too. And not only that, how about my family? How about my kids? My parents, they are no longer young. So, you as an entrepreneur, please be strong. Make your company resistant to any problem, whatever problem that's gonna come. I knew you can do it. Have a team. I call it the A team. So, your team and you will move together. Why the A team? These A team members are the ones that won't pull you down. And even though you have an issue, they will help together with you to bring up your business. So that's the team member that you should pull together to be your A team. All right, so much for about business. Let's loosen things up, and now I am actually going to introduce you some of Singapore famous dishes or something that you must try when you're in Singapore. And some of the dishes are actually also featured in Netflix. So one of them is the chili crab. Why chili crab? Because I think we have a lot of crabs that time in abundance in Singapore. And also the flavor itself, actually the chili crab flavor comes from Singapore. Therefore, we have this dish as one of the known dish in Singapore. Nasi lemak is another dish of the Singapore flavor. We actually have it throughout the day, be it breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nasi lemak. What is nasi lemak? It's basically rice cooked with coconut milk. Lemak basically it's like I don't know, like for example in America, I know everything is being fried, but ours is not really fried, but we cook it with this coconut. Because coconut is also abundant in Asia. And this is one of Singaporean comfort food that you must try. It's chicken rice. And in Southeast Asia, believe me, Singapore actually consume the most chicken. We consume about 100,000 chicken per day. So maybe you can be a chicken entrepreneur and provide some to Singapore. Yeah. This also a comfort food. You can have it throughout the day, be it breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I even had this for supper. And for your info, even my husband is in this chicken rice business now. So besides putu piring, we do have chicken rice also, because we know that this is the comfort food of Singapore. Even kids love chicken rice. And satay. What is satay? It's actually a barbecued meat, be it chicken, beef, pork, or any other inerts. And I know French people love meat a lot, right? But unfortunately, the satay meat, it's not it's all well done, I will say. It's not the medium rare kind of meat that you will be experiencing, and it will be dipped inside peanut sauce. So this is one of the, for meat lovers especially, you must try our satay. It's a barbecued meat. Can be easily found especially at East Coast Park, or also at Lau Pasat, somewhere in the central there. And some of our local fruits that you guys need to try, especially durian. But I know a lot of people don't like durian here. Something that I would recommend would be the rambutan, which is, I don't think so, even when I go to America, they do not have rambutans there. If you can see right there is reddish but white in color and kind of hairy. That is something that you have to try, I would say. Over there we have also the snake skin kind of fruit called the snake fruit. You can get it also in NTUC, but it depends on the season. One of our local fruits. And yep, there's a few fruits also, the dragon fruit, the jackfruit, and also the duku up there. And while here for dessert, I would like to introduce the cendol and ice kacang. Over the time, actually even desserts, I would say, last time our dessert ice kacang, which is known as ice kepal or ice shaved, is being presented different way compared to now. So as an entrepreneur also, I believe that all of you need to improvise yourself. What do customer wants nowadays? Actually, they still do enjoy olden food. But how do you actually want to attract them to still love the old foods, but the modern kind style of serving? And maybe over here, like, as you can see, actually all the desserts that I'm presenting now are all very old kind of flavors, where we still have the palm sugar and also the coconut milk, because it's vastly used in Southeast Asia. So besides Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, we are actually using basically the basic same old ingredients, but we invented it to become a modernized kind of dessert. So as an entrepreneur, I think you need to do that. And of course here, one of my best-selling dessert, which also involve old flavors, but I invented it to become some kind of a new one, which is the gula melaka, also known as the palm sugar, coconut sugar. That's the filling, which I think later all of you will be tasting it, together with the fresh grated coconut. It actually really blends well. Also, the steamed rice cake, which is the pure rice flour, you'll get to try that later. And now also, I actually, after I took over the business, I have to introduce my old dessert to the younger ones. Therefore, I decided to add chocolate, durian, and also brown coconut. For chocolate, I believe all kids will love it. So therefore, I introduced this flavor so that this putu piring dessert won't die down in the future. And now this is my latest recipe. Is the savory cheese, which I believe if, let's say, any one of you win some vouchers later, please come to my outlet to try out this savory cheese. It's our latest savory item in the menu now. And we do have other products also besides the putu piring, such as the rojak, which is also, rojak. What does rojak means? Basically, it means mix. So it's a mixture of fruits and a few other items. And above it, as you can see, we have century egg, the blackened egg, and also cuttlefish, dried cuttlefish. And my other products also, I do have handmade cookies, traditionally handmade, like the pineapple tarts, and also the makmur cookies. And we have teh tarik also at my outlets. I'll give this a skip. Why ask? It's quite long. And yeah, because I understand later you have questions for me. And here are my outlets. I have 5 outlets in total for now. And so when you win the vouchers later, you may go to the outlets. As I said, you can purchase our savory cheese later. And this is one of it at the Al-Azhar coffee shop. This is at the Geylang Serai Market, East Village, North Point City at Yishun, and the Haig Road Hawker Centre. And yep, thank you for your time. I think that's all. I'll make it short and sweet for all of you here. I understand it's almost in the evening already. And any questions for me?
I have a question.
Yes?
When has the second stall been opened? Is it recent or is it already a few years ago? The second stall.
Okay. Frankly speaking, my business actually has been running by my parents since 1985. However, I only took over in 2014. And it's still a single outlet all the way until 2016. So that's my second outlet. Why I decide to open a second outlet? Because I understand that I cannot be sharing my income together with my parents. It's not enough. Therefore, I open another one for my parents to take over, and I take care another one. A few years later, every year actually, I open another one, another one, another one. That's how it goes. Thank you. Any more questions?
We have a question from another room. Leah, you said you travel a lot during your background, USA and France. To what extent it influenced your way of conceiving street food?
Okay. Actually, I'm not in France. I am in America. But in America also, I guess they invited a lot of instructors from French because I studied pastry. And so, what I learned from this French pastry chef are actually perseverance, which I see they are also very persevere with their dessert. I know French desserts are not easy to make. Am I right? Especially the macaroons, the yeah, the layer cake. I forget its name. Oh my God, it's dreadful to make all those desserts. So when I see all those French pastries making all those desserts, but they are very proud of it, I came to think back about my dessert. It's not easy. All desserts are definitely not easy to make. But how persevere are you to do it or not? That's up to you, especially during these modern times with all the costs rising up. Yeah.
There is another question. What is, from Antoine, what is your vision to the future of your company? Are you planning to expand? And another point from Antoine as well, it mentions that, could you tell us a bit more about the risk you've taken about the entrepreneurship approach?
Okay, my vision is actually to make Putu Piring known worldwide, and I thank Netflix actually for that, which they actually already made part of it as one of my vision. So in the future, I hope, because it's still in the process of manufacturing this Putu Piring to the other parts of the country. And sorry, so Jazan, what's the second question again?
It's about your entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. Okay.
The risk actually you've taken to develop your business and to expand your business and every 1 per year. Actually, what you're feeling about the risk that you've taken? Because actually you moved from a very traditional outlet for many, many years before you as well, and then you are more than a business developer than just a regular store owner as it has been.
Okay, the risk being an entrepreneur is, of course, when customers or anybody don't support you in what you are doing. And of course, why that happen? When instead of profit, you have loss. Frankly speaking, let me tell you, when you become an entrepreneur, there is no such thing as you don't suffer loss. There will be a month that you will suffer a loss. So that is the risk that you will need to go through also. But how prepared are you to go through that? So therefore, you must always have a backup plan. Always. So this is what actually sometimes I thought my other bosses, in a way, always think 2 steps ahead. Before COVID-19 even strikes, I already have my plans. I know some plans won't be, it won't succeed, but at least I have other plans that I have to keep the business running. So extra saving is always a must for you to have. So before you really open up your business, make sure you have sufficient funds, which I would say about 3 years of funds that you have before you really open up your business.
Thank you. We have another question from Karen and Yibo, actually, quite similar. The numbers of different hawker stores and restaurants in Singapore seems endless. How do you manage to stand out?
Okay. It's true. In Singapore, there's a lot of other food business also. How do we stand up is to stick to your own roots. Stick to what you are, stick to the best item that you have, and that's where you need to market them out. Give what the customer wants. If the customer loves your product, they will definitely come back. And of course, word of mouth. And also, something that to attract people is actually to give something to the community, because something that I also always keep in mind, the more you give is the more you get. During COVID-19, I do make some charity to the frontliners. So when you do that, not only to the frontliners, maybe you give out anything to the community, I'm sure your business will not stop running, because their word of mouth is super good. So help out the community also to stand out, so that the community themselves also know that you are not only running a business, but you are running a business with a heart.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Aisha.
Thank you all.
So how it works now, Aisha actually, she's with us since 3:30 this afternoon to prepare actually the gula melaka. To do so, we're going to give you a box with 2 pieces. So the 2 pieces actually you have to eat outside of the campus, wherever you want, but outside of the campus. And definitely take care of the mask and so on to make sure that everything is fine. But before that, Aisha will go into the 5th floor and she will explain to us how she made it, right? So Aisha, move on the 5th floor. We're going to have a projection from the 5th floor about what's happening with Aisha. That's right, Aisha?
Yep, yes.
All right. So for this room, actually, you have to stay here. Aisha will go up. The others will stay in their respective room as well. After the demonstrations, you will get some boxes outside with 2 pieces of gula melaka to take at home. All right? Thank you, Aisha.
Sure, thank you. Okay, hi. Here, my team is right here. So this is the first step where we do the putu piring. Let me bring this over. And where we will put the rice flour, molding it. And this is the gula melaka. The gula melaka, because I need to do some improvisation, we actually grind it using machine instead of chop. Last time our gula melaka was usually chopped, but you know, due to manpower, I don't think so anybody would love to do a lot of chopping, because we chop about 100 kg of gula melaka per day. Therefore, we need to innovate into some machinery. So right here, after the first layer of rice flour, the filling will be the gula melaka, which is the palm sugar, and another layer of rice flour. So once it's here, we will place on the tray, and we put a white cloth. And this white cloth is actually not any white cloth. We have to order it and customize it to use for our putu piring. It's a different kind of texture and thread count. It cannot be too thick or too thin, otherwise the putu piring won't cook easily. So that's the second step right there. And over here, so once the putu piring are being placed inside the steamer, that's where the putu piring will be cooked for roughly 5 minutes. Okay? And inside here, the steamer is actually filled with boiling water and also pandan leaves. So these are the leaves that you will also be seeing inside your box. Please don't eat it. This is for the smell only, for the fragrance and the flavor. So don't eat this leaf, please. It's actually being cut into small pieces when you find it inside your boxes. So yes, that small leaves inside, please don't eat it. And these leaves are also placed inside the steamer so that when the water boils, it will give out that fragrance. So for some of you that just now came to level 5 and see me, you actually can start smelling the smell of the pandan leaves. Okay, so that's where. And after that, over there we put the fresh shavings of coconut, and the coconut was actually with a pinch of salt. So you will have that savory taste of fresh shaved coconut together with the putu piring. Okay, so here my team actually doing the putu piring. We actually have to slow down the process a little over here because of the steamer. Like I say, we need to steam it for about 5 minutes. So if we pick up too fast, the kueh won't be cooked. So therefore, we must really cook it nicely, and I hope you all will enjoy all the dessert over there. Thank you.